What's up guys, it's OG Dreams 101 here, back with another video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the best red T-side loadout in CS2 after the market crash update. Before we jump into the video, I do want to put up a disclaimer. If anyone is trying to buy any skins in CSGO after the market crash update, with users being able to trade up reds to gold, either gloves or knives, especially with the gloves and knives in the end of this video, make sure it is money you can lose. This video is an informative video and not a reason to buy or sell after the crash. Starting off with the Glock 18. Also in this video, we will be going over the guns that I personally used on the T side. If you guys want a more in-depth video with all the T side guns and the best possible red loadouts for each and every gun, let me know in the comment section down below and I can start making that video. Other than that, let's get right into the video. Okay, starting off with their first gun, we have the Glock Candy Apple in factory new souvenir condition. Obviously, the one that I chose is from the Katowice 2014 capsule, or not capsule, but case or souvenir package. Obviously, this one's going to vary in price because it's from Katowice 2014, which obviously a very valuable sticker collection, obviously. And this one also has a hollow iBuy power sticker, which goes for I think $80,000 by itself, unapplied. So this one's going to cost you around probably $100,000. But if you want a standard souvenir Glock Candy Apple in factory new condition, it's going to cost you around $1,122. Next, we have the dual Berettas Panthers in factory new stat track condition. And honestly, even though the skin is kind of basic and from the Arm 3 collection, which is technically in the rare drop pool and is one of the first 3 cases released into CSGO and now CS2, this gun is going to cost you $6.87, which low-key isn't too expensive for what you get. Even though it's kind of basic, it would be perfect for any person wanting the best high-tier red loadouts and wanting a little variety and a little story behind their gun. Next on the list, we have the P250 Crimson Kimono in factory new condition. And honestly, even though this gun is kind of basic and it's not as good as some of the other red skins for the P250 on the CT side, but we want some variety. So honestly, this is the second best red gun for the P250. And even though it's from the Rising Sun collection and is why it's expensive, it will only cost you $38.31. Next on the list, we have the Tech 9 Isaac in factory new stat track condition. And honestly, even though this gun is from the Huntsman collection, which is a pretty expensive case nowadays, it will only cost you $28.75. And also, the skin is locally one of the best Tech 9 skins you can have for any person wanting a high tier red loadout, and it has stat track on it compared to some of the Tech 9 skins that are from collections and can't have stat track counters on them. Next on the list, but certainly not least, we have the Desert Eagle Blaze in factory new condition. And even though this gun is from the Dusk collection, which is extremely valuable and desirable collection, especially the Desert Eagle Blaze or any trade up material to get to the Blaze, I think this is well worth the price. Even though you will have a more likely chance to trade up to the Blaze with the new trade up system update, where even with float capped skins, if it's factory new and it's float capped, if it's the right float for the trade up, it can still end up being a factory new output. So I don't know if that's going to change the price of the Desert Eagle Blaze, but even though it might change the price, I think the demand for the skin will keep it around the $800 range. But it is one of the best Desert Eagle skins if you want a high tier red loadout for the T side. Next on our list, and our first mid-tier gun for this loadout, we have the Nova Candy Apple in factory new souvenir condition. And normally this gun would cost you $200, but obviously we had to choose the number 29th lowest float factory new condition in the world, which also comes with 4 ESL Cologne 2014 stickers, which just makes the gun even better with the stickers being gray, black, and red. But honestly, this gun is the best gun you can pick for any high tier red loadout enjoyers. Next on the list, and our second shotgun on this loadout, we have the XM1014 red leather in factory new condition. And this gun is going to cost you $65 flat. Honestly, this gun is a great gun if you're looking for any high tier red loadout skins for the XM1014. And this gun is also from the baggage collection, which is also a discontinued collection, which just makes the skin even better and even rarer. Next on the list, and the first SFG for our mid tier loadout, we have the Mac 10 Heat in Stat Track factory new condition. And this gun is going to cost you $25.94. And honestly, it is one of the best looking red Mac 10s in the game, in my opinion. And honestly, it looks so cool. It makes the illusion like the gun is actually glowing. And honestly, it's just one of the best skins, in my opinion, from the Phoenix collection, which is just going to increase the rarity and price of this gun, and is one of the best guns you can get for any high tier red loadout enjoyer for the T side. Next on the list, and my personal favorite, MP5 SD skins for any person on a budget, and honestly one of the best MP5 SD skins in my opinion. That would be perfect for anyone wanting the most high tier red loadout for either the CT or T side. I have the factory new souvenir condition Lab Rat, and honestly this skin is one of the best skins you can get for any budget. Even if you're not wanting a high tier loadout, this is one of the best skins because it only will cost you 42 cents. And honestly, it's just one of the best MP5 SD skins in the entire game. Next on the list, and our final mid-tier gun for this loadout, and our final SMG for this loadout, we have the P90 Shallow Grave in Factory New Stat Track Condition, and for only $28.05, I think this gun is a complete steal, especially with the price being only $28, and it's extremely cheap compared to the P90 Cold-Blooded in Factory New Condition. If you're not wanting to spend $80 to $90 to even over $100 on a low flow cold-blooded skin for the P90. And also, fun fact, this gun is also from the Glove Collection, which was the first case to introduce gloves into the game back in CSGO. Now for our first rifle for this collection, we have the Galil AR Connection in Factory New Stat Track Condition. And honestly, this is one of the cheapest guns in this loadout. And for only $3.38 for a factory new Stat Track Condition gun, this gun is one of the best red Galil AR skins in the game. And honestly, I think it's completely clean. And I also have a phase craft for this gun as well, which just makes the gun even better in my opinion, and is great for anyone looking for a high tier red loadout, and especially a red Galil AR skin. Now for our second rifle on the list, and our most important gun for the T side loadout, we have the AK-47 X-Ray in factory new condition. And this gun is going to cost you an arm and a leg and half of your rent for next month, because this gun is going to cost you $4,039.20. And honestly, even with that price, I think this is the best AK-47 skin you can get for any high tier red loadouts. But honestly, this gun is extremely clean and definitely a sleeper skin in my opinion. And if you're wanting the best AK-47 skin, I definitely think this is the gun for you. Next on the list, and our first marksman rifle on the list, we have the SSG-08 Blood in the Water and factory new Stat Track Condition. And this gun is going to cost you $420.69 for a factory new Stat Track Condition. But honestly, I think this is one of the best SSG skins for any high tier red loadout, and is from the second case ever released into CSGO, and that is the Arms Deal 2 collection. But honestly, the only thing I'm going to say, if you're thinking of giving this to someone, don't give it to Sparkles, because God help him with all the trade-up contracts he's done and received a SSG-08 Blood in the Water. But honestly, I think this is one of the cleanest skins and just a classic skin back in the day in CSGO. Next on our list, and our most controversial gun in this loadout, we have the SG-553 Cyrex in factory new Stat Track Condition. And if you actually use the SG-553 and you enjoy using scoped guns, this is one of the best red SG-553 guns in the game in my opinion. It is clean for any person wanting a red or black loadout in my opinion, and it's just extremely clean and simple, but it just goes together with all the skins in this loadout. now for our final marksman rifle slash sniper on the list, and our most expensive gun on this loadout besides the AK-47 X-Ray. We have the Op Prince in factory new condition, and this gun is going to cost you $3,871.07 because it's one of the cleanest covert skins from the game if you're wanting any high tier red op skin, and it is from the Canal collection, which is a discontinued collection from an old operation. But honestly, if you're wanting the most clean op skin in the game, you have to pick up the Prince. And honestly, it just goes together with every other gun in this loadout, and is a go-to pick. Next for this loadout, I had to choose the best red knife in the game in my opinion. And honestly, if you guys watched the last video where I talked about the best red CT side loadout, I talked about how the Karambit is my personal favorite knife in the game, and how I think the butterfly knife is a little bit overrated. For this loadout, for the T side, I had to choose the Karambit Doppler Ruby in factory new condition, and this knife is going to cost you $11,210.32, and honestly, I think it is well worth it for the best Doppler finish and the best knife in the entire game, and it's just completely clean and is a go-to knife you should pick if you want the best high tier red loadout for the T side. Finally, for the last skin on this list, and certainly not least, we had to choose the best gloves to pair with the Karambit Doppler Ruby in factory new condition, and honestly, the best gloves in my opinion to pair with that knife, I had to choose the Sport Glove Slingshots in factory new condition, and this glove is going to cost you $4,752.86, and honestly, I think this glove would pair perfectly with the Karambit Doppler Ruby, and is one of the best gloves in the entire game, especially with the new CS2 Source Engine graphics. Finally, I had to take a look at the best T red loadout you can get in-game, and I think the AK-47 X-Ray in factory new condition just looks insanely clean with the Sport Gloves Slingshots in factory new condition, paired with the Desert Eagle Blaze in factory new condition, with the Karambit Doppler Ruby in factory new condition. I just think it makes the loadout even better. But honestly, if you guys enjoyed this video and found any helpful tips about CS2 skins or the best red loadout you can get for T side, I would really appreciate it if you guys dropped a like and subscribe to the channel to get notified when I make new content or go live on YouTube. Also, I will be putting a custom Discord link in the bottom of the description if you guys want to get more information about my content and join the community. But honestly, other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have an amazing day or night. See you guys.